Hi, I'm Jen, and I have been a homeschool mom for almost 2 decades. And a lot of people constantly ask me, how do I homeschool? What are the advantages and disadvantages of homeschooling? And so I thought I'd just make a video and answer those questions. Now, I want to make sure that you hit subscribe and you click the link below to get my book of 7 Habits of Successful Students, because I want to make sure that you have the opportunity to get that information to help your child. So I actually also have a background in education. I've seen the school system, and that made me know that I didn't want my children in it. Let me tell you why. There are so many advantages to homeschooling, you guys. First of all, you build amazing relationships with your children, lifelong bonds, because you're the one that is with them. You're the one that is celebrating them, learning how to read and learning that math problem and all the new discoveries that they learn about everything, including themselves. You get to be there and watch that, facilitate that, celebrate that with them, which is so special. And these last 18 years have been amazing. I wouldn't trade them for anything. I would do it again, and I'm going to continue to homeschool till the rest of my children have graduated. We love it that much. When you homeschool your children, they get a really personalized education. They get tailored curriculum. So I don't know if you've noticed or not, but homeschooling is an absolute movement. It's not a fringe thing. It's something that over 6 million families are doing now. And that number seems to be growing monthly, which, by the way, if you want to know the laws for your state, I recommend that every homeschool family become a member of HSLDA, Homeschool Legal Defense Association. They're really going to help you figure out what your laws are, how to do it in your state, because every state has different laws. It's legal to homeschool in all 50 states, but like in Illinois, for example, all you have to do is let the school know that you're pulling them out. You don't have to tell them what you're doing, what curriculum you're doing, if they're going to homeschool or do private school. You have to give them no information. Other states, you may have to do checks or show them your curriculum. Every state's different. It's always legal, but you just have to figure out what your own rules are for your state, okay? So I want to tell you that there are not a lot of disadvantages to homeschooling. The only thing that I would say that has been a little bit of a disadvantage, which is no big deal, is, your children are home all the time, which is amazing. I love that my kids are home. They're involved in so many things. We always have people over. My kids always have friends here. They're doing stuff. They're in clubs, they're in activities, they're in co-ops, they're in sports, they're in so many things. And we're busy. We're really busy too. I also own a business. And so we're just really, really busy people. Okay. Because of that, sometimes you have to just learn to be super flexible with your schedule and realize that sometimes the laundry is going to pile up. Sometimes the dishes are not going to get done. Even if you have chore charts, even if you have, all the things that you do, homeschool families are just really active and really social and really busy. And so sometimes you just have to lower your expectations just a little bit of what you think it's going to look like in your head and bring it back to reality. There's going to be days that are hard, like anything. There's going to be days that are amazing. I have found that if we are having a hard day or people are in a bad mood or we just don't feel like doing certain things, we just learn in a different way. We watch a documentary. We go on a field trip. Learning experiences are such a big deal, and I'm also a huge fan of anything hands-on. So we will go to a zoo or go to a museum or do something hands-on or try a new recipe or do something where they're learning, but not always just in a textbook. Because remember, only 30% of children actually thrive in a textbook and test environment. So when you homeschool, your children are not sitting in a desk for 8 hours in the same classroom with the same people. Okay, that's called forced socialization. actual socialization is being out in the community all day long, dealing with people of all ages. So my children, for example, are super social. They're involved in lots of things in the community, in sports, in church, in so many things. And they can talk to babies, they can talk to their friends, they can talk to older people, they can even talk to the elderly, all comfortably, and communicate with them super appropriately because they've always had the opportunity to be out and about in the real world, talking to people all the time. A college recruiter recently said to me at a homeschool convention that they were there actively recruiting homeschoolers because they are so well-rounded. They've had a personalized education. They've had so many hands-on learning experiences. And that's why I truly believe that homeschooling is a better option for a lot of people. Why is homeschooling better? Because you have complete freedom. You have freedom to travel when you want. You have freedom to tailor the curriculum for your child and not use cookie cutter curriculum that the whole school district is using. You have the freedom to create relationships with your children and be on your own schedule and not have to worry about raising your hand to go to the bathroom or checking out homework to go on vacation. You are on your rules, on your time, on your schedule, and complete freedom. So my children have had a lot of hands-on learning experiences. I actually brought this to show you. This is our National Park Passport, which I recommend that every family get as some of their personalized education and part of their learning experiences, because this is a huge advantage of homeschooling and why I believe that homeschooling is better. So as you will see, there are parts in this book that are completely filled up because we have taken our children all over the country throughout the last 18 years to see the national parks, to see historic sites, to see Washington, D.C., to see the West. We've spent a lot of time out west, Grand Canyon and Yellowstone and Mount Rushmore and the Badlands. We've taken them to California. We've taken them Route 66. We've taken them north. We've taken them south. We've taken them to Hawaii twice. We've taken them all over the East. There's a few states that we haven't hit yet. So there's a few places in our books that still need stamped. And so I hope by the time all my children are grown that they've all seen all 50 states. That's our goal. We're still a few states short. We still need to get to Alaska. We still need to get to Washington, and we still need to get to Massachusetts, but we are working on those things and actively planning them. So I want to recommend to you getting a National Park Passport. This is really cheap, like $20 or $25, and every child can have one and they can stamp where they go. It'll show the date, and this is 2 decades of memories for us, and I'm so thankful. So why is homeschooling better? Because your child is not a cookie cutter. Your child needs tailored education based on their own learning styles, their interests, their passions. What are the advantages and disadvantages of homeschooling? Well, there's a whole lot of advantages, very few disadvantages. Now, is it all going to be hearts and rainbows? No, because we're humans and we live in the real world and sometimes bad days happen. But for the most part, you are creating lifelong memories. And remember, the days are long, but the years are short. And as a mom who has already graduated 2 of my children, I can tell you that that time has flown by. And I am so thankful for the time I spent with them, for the days and the hours and the weeks and the months and the years that I poured into them and in their education and made those memories. I will never regret it. And the ones that have graduated have actually thanked me and said, thanks, Mom, for homeschooling me. Thank you for the kind of life you've given us. That just touches my heart because, yeah, it's a lot of work and it's a sacrifice, but the advantages are great. So I want to encourage you, if you are thinking of homeschooling, if you are wanting to homeschool, if it's even on your radar, I encourage you to take the plunge. You will never regret it. Have a great day.